Hey guys, it's Hamdi. You are not ready for this video. We are about to embark on the creepiest, most terrifying adventure ever. I'm talking goosebumps, chills down your spine, maybe even an actual ghost sighting. In this video, we're taking you to 5 of the most haunted and mysterious places in the United States. We're talking abandoned hospitals, haunted forests, places where people have literally disappeared. So buckle up, grab your blankie, and maybe have your mom close by because this is about to get real. And hey, if you get too scared, just remember, I'm right there with you, experiencing all the terror. Let's do this. Okay guys, so we're here in the car, driving up to the Devil's Forest. I've heard really messed up stories about this place. People hearing voices, seeing shadows, even being chased by glowing orbs. It's already getting dark and the trees are starting to look all creepy. The challenge here is to stay in the forest for a full hour, a whole hour, in the dark. We finally park the car, and it's dead silent, except for the sound of my heart pounding in my chest. We get out, and the air is thick like you could cut it with a knife. I can feel my palms getting sweaty. This is not a drill, people. We start walking, and every little sound makes me jump. A twig snaps, a bird flies out of a tree, even the wind rustling the leaves sounds like a monster growling. I'm trying to be brave, but this place is seriously freaking me out. We find this clearing, and there's this weird energy. It feels heavy, like something bad happened here. We set up the camera and try to communicate with whatever's out there. We start asking questions, but all we hear is silence. And then, we hear it. This low growl, coming from the trees. It's faint at first, but then, it gets louder. We decide to get out of there, like, right now. We pack up our stuff and run back to the car, the growl following us the whole way. I don't think I'll ever be the same. So, after surviving the Devil's Forest, which was an experience none of us will ever forget, we decided to up the ante and head to St. Elizabeth's Hospital, a place with a reputation that sends shivers down your spine just hearing about it. This place is seriously messed up, you guys. The stories alone are enough to make you think twice about going in. It's an abandoned psychiatric hospital, and it's supposed to be crawling with ghosts. Not just any ghosts, but those of the patients who suffered and died here. Like actual patients who died there and never left. Their spirits are said to be trapped, reliving their pain and torment. We pull up to the gates, and the place is just imposing. The sheer size and decay of the building make it look like something out of a horror movie. It's huge, falling apart, and there's this weird energy surrounding it. You can almost feel the history of suffering in the air. Like a sadness mixed with anger, mixed with, I don't even know what. It's a cocktail of emotions that hits you as soon as you step foot on the grounds. We managed to find a way in, and the inside is even worse than the outside. It's like stepping into another world, one that's been forgotten by time. It's dark, dusty, and there's this smell like stale air and disinfectant. It's the kind of place that makes your skin crawl. We start walking down the hallways and I swear I can hear voices whispering. It's like the walls themselves are alive with the memories of the past. We come to this one room and it's like frozen in time. Everything is just as it was left, as if the patient might walk back in at any moment. There's a bed, a chair, and a table with some papers on it. It's eerie how untouched it all seems. It's like the patient just disappeared one day, vanished into thin air, leaving everything behind. I pick up one of the papers and it's a drawing. Not just any drawing, but something that sends chills down your spine. A really disturbing drawing of a person being tortured. The detail is haunting, like it was drawn by someone who experienced it firsthand. I drop it like it's hot, my heart is racing and I can't shake the feeling of dread. We keep exploring and we find all sorts of creepy stuff. It's like a museum of horrors. Old medical equipment, restraints, even a padded cell. Each item tells a story of the suffering that took place here. I'm trying to be brave, but this place is seriously messing with my head. Every shadow, every sound makes me jump. I keep feeling like someone or something is watching us. It's an unnerving sensation that I can't shake off. We decide to head down to the basement because, you know, that's always a good idea in a haunted hospital. The bravado is wearing thin, but curiosity drives us on. The basement is even worse than the rest of the place. It's like descending into the bowels of the earth. It's damp, dark, and there's this oppressive feeling in the air. It's hard to breathe, and the walls seem to close in on you, like something really bad happened down here. The atmosphere is thick with fear and despair. We're walking down this hallway and we hear this noise. It's faint at first, but unmistakable. It sounds like someone's crying. The sound is heart-wrenching and eerie. We stop and listen, and the crying gets louder. It's like it's coming from all around us, echoing off the walls. It's coming from behind this door. My hand is shaking as I reach out to open it. I don't know what compels me to do it, but I reach out and open the door. The room is empty. There's nothing there, just an empty cold space, but the crying is still going on. It's like it's all around us, coming from the very walls. It's like it's all around us. The sound is inescapable and it's driving us to the edge. We run out of there and we don't stop running until we're back outside. Our hearts are pounding and we can't believe what we just experienced. This place is seriously haunted. As we drive away, I can't help but look back, half expecting to see a face in the window, watching us leave. Okay, so after the whole hospital experience, I needed a little break from actual ghosts. The hospital was intense, and I could still feel the chill in my bones from the eerie encounters we had there. So we decided to head to Hearst Castle. It seemed like the perfect place to unwind while still indulging in a bit of mystery and history. It's not supposed to be actively haunted, but it's definitely got a spooky vibe. The architecture alone, with its Gothic elements and grandiose design, gives off an air of mystery. I mean, it's a giant castle built by a reclusive millionaire filled with priceless antiques. Each room tells a story, and you can almost hear the whispers of the past as you walk through the halls. We arrive at the castle, and it's even more impressive in person. The sheer size and opulence of the place are overwhelming. It's huge, sprawling, and it's got this old Hollywood glamour to it. The gardens are meticulously maintained, adding to the castle's majestic aura. But there's also this underlying sadness, like a sense of lost grandeur. It feels like a place that has seen many stories, both joyous and tragic. We start the tour, and our guide is telling us all these stories about Hearst and his guests. The tales of opulent parties and secretive meetings are fascinating. Apparently he used to throw these lavish parties with movie stars, politicians, and all sorts of famous people. The castle was a hub of activity and glamour, but he was also a really private person, and he had all these secrets. The more we learn, the more intriguing the place becomes. We go into his private study, and it's like stepping back in time. The room is preserved exactly as it was, a snapshot of a bygone era. There's a huge desk, a fireplace, and bookshelves lining the walls. Each item in the room seems to hold a piece of history. I can almost picture him sitting there, smoking a cigar and plotting his next move. The room feels alive with his presence. We continue through the castle, and I keep feeling like we're being watched. The corridors are dark and filled with shadows, adding to the eerie atmosphere. There are all these shadows and these weird noises, and I swear I see something move out of the corner of my eye. It's like the castle itself is alive. As we're leaving the castle, I look back and I swear I see a figure standing in one of the windows. It's a fleeting glimpse, but it's enough to make my heart race. It's just for a second, but it's enough to send chills down my spine. The figure is gone as quickly as it appeared, leaving me questioning what I saw. I don't know if it's a ghost or just my imagination, but either way it's a fitting end to our visit to Hearst Castle. The place is a beautiful enigma, full of history and mystery, and it leaves a lasting impression on all who visit. Okay, so after the whole castle thing, I was ready for something a little more extraterrestrial. So we packed our bags and headed to Roswell, New Mexico, the site of the infamous UFO crash. I've always been obsessed with aliens, so I was super excited to check this place out. We arrive in Roswell, and the whole town is obsessed with aliens. There are alien statues everywhere, and the shops are all selling alien souvenirs. It's kind of kitschy, but also kind of cool. We head to the International UFO Museum and Research Center, and it's like a treasure trove of alien information. There are exhibits on UFO sightings, alien abductions, and of course, the Roswell crash. I could spend all day in here. After the museum, we decide to head out to the actual crash site. It's about an hour outside of town, in the middle of the desert. As we're driving, I can't help but feel like we're being watched. The desert is so vast and empty, it's easy to imagine something out there hiding in the shadows. We finally reach the crash site, and it's just a clearing in the desert. There's a sign marking the spot and a few benches, but that's about it. It's kind of underwhelming, to be honest. But then, we start to explore the area, and we find something weird. There's this circular area of ground, where the grass is dead and the sand is discolored. It's like something scorched the earth here. We take out our EMF readers, and they start going crazy. There's definitely some kind of energy here. Okay, so for our final destination, we wanted to go somewhere that was really haunted. We wanted to experience something truly eerie, something that would send chills down our spines. So we decided to head to Shenandoah National Park, a place known for its unsettling history and ghostly tales. This place is huge, and it's full of abandoned settlements and creepy cemeteries, and all sorts of other spooky stuff. The atmosphere here is thick with mystery and the unknown. We arrive at the park, and it's beautiful. The natural beauty of the park is almost deceiving, masking the eerie history that lies beneath. The trees are all changing color and the air is crisp and cool. It's the perfect setting for a ghost story, but there's also this underlying sense of sadness, like something bad happened here. It's a feeling that's hard to shake off. We start by exploring some of the abandoned settlements. These places are like snapshots of a forgotten time. These were once thriving communities, but now they're just ghost towns. The silence here is almost deafening. The houses are all falling apart and the streets are overgrown with weeds. Nature is slowly reclaiming what was once its own. It's like stepping back in time. You can almost hear the echoes of the past in the wind. We find this one house and it's like frozen in time. Everything is eerily preserved. There's a table set for dinner and a rocking chair swaying back and forth as if someone just got up and left. It's like the people here vanished into thin air. It's creepy but also kind of sad. You can't help but wonder about the lives that were once lived here. We continue through the park, and we come to this cemetery. It's a place where time seems to stand still. It's old and overgrown, and the tombstones are all crooked and weathered. Each one tells a story of a life long gone. We start reading some of the names and we realize that a lot of these people died young, like really young. It's heartbreaking. As we're leaving the cemetery, we hear this noise. It's faint at first, but it quickly grabs our attention. It sounds like someone singing. The melody is haunting and beautiful. We stop and listen, and the singing gets louder. It's almost hypnotic. It's coming from the woods. We can't help but follow the sound. We follow the sound and we come to this clearing. The air feels different here, charged with an unexplainable energy. In the middle of the clearing, there's a figure. It's almost surreal. It's a woman, and she's wearing a white dress. She looks ethereal, almost like an apparition. She's singing softly and she doesn't seem to notice us. Her voice is hauntingly beautiful. We watch her for a few minutes, and then she just disappears. It's like she was never there. We don't know what to make of it. The experience leaves us both awestruck and unnerved. Oh my god, you guys, I'm so glad that's over. I need like a serious nap and maybe a therapist after all that. But seriously, how creepy were those places? I'm still having nightmares about that hospital basement and the singing woman in the woods. Don't even get me started. Would you like to see more haunted place challenges? Comment below and share your own experiences. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more thrilling adventures.